WBC.
First out the...
Right now on 13 Action News Live at 11. Terrifying moments unfold as strip shooting victims flood into a taxi.
The outpouring of support for a local officer killed during the attack.
Tonight, the Clark County coroner has released the full list of victims killed in Sunday night's mass shooting on the Strip. You're looking at all 58 names right now. Earlier this evening, we saw a tearful memorial for one of the victims, an off-duty Metro officer.
Thousands of people from all over the valley coming together to pay tribute to Officer Charleston Hartfield. 13 Action News anchor Christopher King was at Police Memorial Park, where they honored him.
Bagpipes blare Amazing Grace, a family mourns, and a sea of thousands of well-wishers light candles as they pay tribute to an officer gunned down in Sunday's massacre, Charleston Hartfield.
Chuck, this is for you.
Fellow officers who went through the police academy with Hartfield through their tears, belting out a yell they would shout when they were cadets.
3rd Platoon! Ah!
Hartfield was a married father of 2 children, a member of the Army National Guard, and a youth football coach.
Everybody looked up to him. Everybody respected him.
Officer Jake Grunwald says the man he called Charlie loved his family, his community, and his country so much his colleagues on the force called him Captain America.
They classified him as Captain America. That's truly the type of person he was. Even if he didn't have a gun on him, or he would do whatever he could to protect everybody that was around him at that concert.
He was the best kind of person you could ever meet.
Officer Christopher Dennis was at the concert off duty as well. He's certain Hartfield leapt into action as soon as the bullets rained down.
I know he was there trying to get as many people out when he got shot.
Christopher King, 13 Action News.
We have some new information tonight that the gunman, Stephen Paddock, may have considered targeting large outdoor events in other U.S. cities. Sources close to the investigation are telling ABC News that Paddock searched for hotels around Fenway Park in Boston and booked rooms at the Blackstone Hotel in Chicago during the Lollapalooza Music Festival. But they say for whatever reason, he never checked in. Investigators are also starting to learn more on the more on the side of believing that Paddock may have had help carrying out Sunday night's attack. They say Paddock was seen with a woman in the days leading up to the attack, but it wasn't his girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley. Police are now trying to figure out who she is so they can determine if she knows anything about Paddock's motive. And officials at McCarran International confirm that one of the airport's fuel tanks was hit twice by gunfire during the rampage. And the 43,000-barrel tank was partially filled with jet fuel at the time. Neither rifle round penetrated the tank. It's now being drained so it can be repaired and re-inspected.
The stories of bravery and sacrifice during Sunday night shooting continue to come into our newsroom. And tonight, startling images from inside a taxi cab. 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade joins us in studio with the details. Carla.
Yeah, Tricia, from surveillance cameras placed inside that taxi, we're seeing how a cab driver responded to the call for help in those terrifying moments.
It's 11 minutes after 10 on Sunday night, 6 minutes after police say Stephen Paddock began firing shots from a window at Mandalay Bay, and 4 minutes before the carnage ends. We see yellow checker star cab driver Winifredo McKindang quickly sliding behind the wheel of his cab, seemingly startled but relatively calm. And then...
Can you please come to the corner? Can you please come to the corner? To the corner, I got a guy shot in the corner.
Panic-stricken pleas for help. Next, we see 2 people, one in the passenger seat, the other in the back, arms wrapped around the passenger in the front seat.
Go straight this way, and you're going to go to hospital. You're doing a good thing. Hang in there, all right?
Just over 20 minutes later, they pull into the drive at Sunrise Hospital, where staff are ready and waiting for the first victims.
Now, Yellow Checker Star Cabs has been and is still providing free rides for victims and their families who need transportation. Tricia.
Carla, thank you. Well, the National Rifle Association is calling the federal government to review whether bump stocks comply with the law. The gun accessory can turn semi-automatic firearms into automatic ones, allowing for more rapid fire. Investigators say Stephen Paddock used bump stocks during Sunday's shooting. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says the Trump administration is open to a conversation on regulating bump stocks.
I think that this administration's position is extremely clear. We would look at taking any step we could to prevent something like this from happening again.
Well, the debate on banning bump stocks is taking place on Capitol Hill. Florida Republican Representative Carlos Curbelo has introduced legislation to ban them.
We're hearing calls tonight from state Democrats and Republicans for a law to ban bump stocks in Nevada. Stephen Paddock was using several of the devices which allow a semi-automatic rifle to rapid fire, similar to a fully automatic weapon. Several state lawmakers have requested a bill to make the sale, manufacturing, or possession of bump stocks illegal. We're also learning more about the moments when first responders started getting calls for help. And the partnership between police, firefighters, and paramedics played a big role in saving lives. Clark County Fire tells us all of their trucks were recently equipped with bulletproof vests. They allowed firefighters to move in formation with police officers to circle around victims and give them help.
There's no rank, there's no department. They have guns, we have the medical equipment. They provide a bubble of safety around us.
They say their mass casualty truck was also fully prepared with enough first aid supplies to handle a call like Sunday's 3 times over if needed.
Hundreds of bartenders and servers working the Route 91 festival went beyond their job duties the night of the shooting. As 13 Action News reporter Annalise Ortiz explains, many of them tried to save lives.
Yeah, and those employees are getting together tonight here at this Vegas Won't Stop benefit show. They tell me that since this tragedy happened, they've gone from coworkers to family.
This benefit show is meant to bring hope and healing. But tonight, some of the people who were in the middle of a massacre at the last concert they went to don't know if they can step foot in the venue.
Even though it's for a good cause, it's like I don't want to be in crowded areas right now.
James Pillow was one of many bartenders working the Route 91 festival. When shots rang out, their bars became shelters.
They started running out and grabbing people and helping people and pulling them underneath the bar.
Some staff members propped barricades against a wall to create a makeshift ladder. One bartender dragged her bar back who'd been shot to safety.
Everybody kind of binded together to either help or to get people out of harm's way.
In the midst of the chaos, they believe some people may have taken advantage, stealing their tip money.
At that point, people are obviously going to have a lapse in judgment.
Now the staff are in need of help for medical bills and lost wages, and for the emotional support, they're leaning on each other.
That was what we were there to do, was work and to serve others.
We will have information about a GoFundMe account that's helping these staff members online at ktnv.com. Annalise Ortiz, 13 Action News.
And the emotional scars for the survivors of Sunday night's shooting will last a lifetime. But for those wounded in the gunfire, the physical scars can be easier to manage thanks to some local plastic surgeons. The team at Plastic Surgery Vegas are offering free services to victims of the shooting. Alexandra Pettis was at the concert with her boyfriend when she says both of them were hit within the first minute. Bullets came barreling towards the crowd. She had a bullet pierced right through her chest and another grazed her arm. That's where these doctors step in, helping Alexandra get back to a sense of normalcy.
Would be there forever. It's kind of like a reminder. So I think it'll help having it look somewhat normal.
And if you're interested in this service, we have posted a link on our website at ktnv.com.
Well, you really didn't have time to be scared. It was pretty much just save who you can.
Many of the survivors we've spoken to this week say the focus should be on the countless heroes who stepped in to save lives Sunday night and not on one madman. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan spoke with 2 state troopers who got their families to safety, then ran back toward the gunfire.
Just didn't sound like a normal gunshot.
Troopers Adam Whitmarsh and Sean Eckert say it wasn't until Jason Aldean left the stage they realized something was wrong.
Once we started seeing people going down in front of us, that's how we knew
oh man, this is pretty serious.
That's when their instincts kicked in.
We put our wives and the females in a group, in a circle, and we just got on the outside. We just started moving.
The group kept growing as the pair, along with 2 other friends, scooped up the scared and injured as they worked their way to the exit.
We start seeing people crouched down next to chairs, next to things that aren't going to protect them. You got to get them moving.
Once outside,
and I just turned around and went in. I mean, you just don't think.
Eckert, because of a phone call from another trooper.
And he said his daughter was still inside, that her friend had been shot. I just said, hey, you know, if something happens to me, just, you know, I have a 14-year-old son, make sure he's taken care of.
Whitmore to help the injured.
A girl inside the medical tent. She was cutting pieces of sheets for us.
Neither realizing the scope of the danger until getting back to their families.
The walk back to try to find my wife over by Hooters, that's where it really set in.
Both saying they wouldn't hesitate to do it again, as so many others did that night.
I don't feel like a hero. I honestly wish I could have went and done more.
It's America coming together. It's not Vegas, it's America.
Brian Callahan, 13 Action News.
Amazing story. And we invite you to join us tomorrow night at 11 p.m. for our Heroes in Healing special. We'll be telling the stories of those who stepped up in the face of tragedy to help others and save lives. We will be live on the Las Vegas Strip to bring you all of the stories that embody the phrase Vegas Strong.
The unique way hundreds of people are honoring the victims of the tragedy on the Strip.
I just can't believe it's happening.
A local cancer survivor's message to the hero who saved her life during the chaos.
How a simple T-shirt is becoming a rallying cry for our valley.